Hey, what's up? Today we're gonna make a totally crushable warm weather cocktail, and it's called the Gin Basil Smash. Now this drink is a modern classic that was created back in 2008 by a German bartender named Jörg Meyer. And he was inspired by Dale de Graaf's Whiskey Smash, which is a cocktail that's made with whiskey, mint, lemon, and sugar. And Jörg decided to use that format, but instead of the whiskey, he went with gin. And instead of the mint, he went with basil. The result was a drink that was totally unique. It was bright and citrusy and herbaceous, and it became an overnight modern classic. Now the drink is super easy to make, and the only ingredients that you're gonna need are gonna be gin, fresh lemon, and simple syrup. And of course, the fresh basil. There are plenty of gins that work great in this drink. I like to use Bombay. It's got a citrusy, sort of juniper forward aspect that I think works perfectly with the drink. The original cocktail used Hendrick's, which has a lot less juniper, but I actually find that this works better. This is just a personal preference, but ultimately it's up to you. For the lemon juice, just make sure you're using fresh squeezed. And with the simple syrup, we're gonna be using a 1-to-1 ratio. So equal parts sugar and water for the simple. Now this drink is called the Gin Basil Smash for a reason. We're gonna be smashing basil into the cocktail. So we're gonna need a pint glass or a mixing tin, whatever you got, and a muddler, of course. And we'll just begin by adding 6 to 8 basil leaves to the glass. My basil leaves are so small, I'm actually adding a few more to the glass, and that's why I wanted you to kind of see, just to get an idea for how much. Now, we're gonna just wanna gently press this, but if you've got a muddler, make sure that you're not using the side of the muddler that has these teeth, because what we wanna do is just press the basil, but we're just gonna kind of crush it to release those oils. And you don't wanna break the leaves up too much, because the goal here is to get the oil from the basil and that flavor and that essence, but not the vegetal kind of green flavor that can come with it. Once our basil is nice and pressed in the glass, we will add 2 ounces of our gin, 1 ounce of fresh lemon juice, and 3/4 of an ounce of our 1-to-1 simple syrup. Then add our ice, and we're gonna give it a nice solid shake for about 10 to 15 seconds. And I like to use an old-fashioned glass, fill it with ice, and we're going to double strain the cocktail. Make sure you're using a double strainer because we want to make sure it catches all of the little bits of basil. You don't want those in your teeth. And there's that signature neon green color. And we'll garnish with a little sprig of basil. I give it a small smack just to release those oils. And there you go. That is the Gin Basil Smash. So easy. Oh, the first thing you get is that basil. Just, you put it up to your nose and it's just right in your face. It's just a really bright drink. It's kind of got that sour vibe to it a little bit. It's on the tart side. You could always add more sugar if you want it sweeter. The aromatics of the gin play perfectly with the basil. And I like this gin because it's got that citrusy sort of floral aspect to it that works together with everything else. It's a super crushable cocktail in the heat, and it's a perfect drink, I think, for, spring and summer. It's a format you can play with. You can mess around with your sugar and your lemon ratios and try a different gin and figure out what works for you. That is it for today. So we are now on to the next drink. And until next time, cheers.